Washington has now released what it claims is declassified intelligence, where Washington is now accusing Iran of being in some way involved in the attacks that are being staged on commercial ships by the Houthis. Now, the United States has said that it is considering some tougher measures, including possible use of force to counter these attacks. Iran has flatly denied any involvement in these attacks on commercial ships. Now, the United States last week announced a naval coalition involving 20 different nations that are aimed at helping safeguard vessels from attacks in the Red Sea. Some of the countries involved have said that the operations to protect commercial traffic will be a part of the existing naval agreements. This is Joe Biden has announced in a show of force that the U.S. aircraft carrier USS Dwight Eisenhower had entered into the Gulf of Aden. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said that he has convinced the United States that diplomatic and verbal condemnation of the Houthi rebel attacks is the best way forward for Australia to assist a coalition of allied nations to secure global shipping in the Red Sea, failing again to confirm whether Australia has declined a U.S. naval request to send warships. Albanese has indicated that he is yet to decide whether to send additional personnel to the 39-country Joint Maritime Force in Bahrain that already includes 5 Australians. The White House says that Tehran's state has in fact provided drones and missiles to the Houthis and also some tactical intelligence. The U.S. National Security Council spokesperson has said, and I quote her here, "We know that Iran is involved in planning the operations against the commercial vessels in the Red Sea." Now, earlier this week, National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby had also reiterated the same idea.
They are certainly providing the means, the tools, the capabilities, the weapons through which the Houthis are conducting these attacks. The Houthis may be pulling the trigger, but as I've said, Iran's giving them the guns.
According to the Pentagon, the Houthis, who control vast parts of the Arabian Peninsula's poorest nation, including the capital Sana'a, have in fact launched more than 100 drones and missile attacks targeting 10 merchant vessels. Now, the White House has said that the Houthis are also reliant on Iranian-provided monitoring systems at the sea. Biden administration officials are increasingly concerned that the Houthis are trying to undermine global maritime trade, both to undercut trade to Israel and also to raise the cost for the Americans and also Israeli allies for supporting Israel. Now, the Houthis have persisted with their strikes on these commercial ships that trade with Israel in solidarity with the Palestinians, who at this moment are getting pounded in the Gaza Strip. The Houthis have warned that they will continue with their operations and would even strike U.S. warships if the Houthis are targeted by Washington. Now, all this comes as thousands of protesters rallied in Yemen's capital Sana'a in solidarity with the Palestinians, who have been living in utter misery for the last 2.5 months because of this campaign of relentless bombings, and also the fact that Israel has now cut off food, fuel and water and other supplies for over 2.5 months in Gaza. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.